So one of the elephants in the room is that of Quicksilver, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. And we were all wondering, as the fans and viewers of the Marvel Studios movies and shows, is if Aaron Taylor Johnson will ever reprise his role as Quicksilver, or if Quicksilver will show up in some way or some form in a flashback sequence perhaps, or something in WandaVision, now that Wanda and Vision have their own dedicated series. And it seems to me that Quicksilver has all been but remembered, and it looks like he's been forgotten, because here we have WandaVision and Wanda feeling like she's lost everything. First her brother, who died first, and then Vision, who died afterwards. And of all the people she decides to bring back in her fabricated little world or reality, she brings back Vision. Understandable, but I think you're missing somebody there, Wanda, and us, the fans and the viewers, are actually wondering if we're going to be able to actually revisit Quicksilver in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it seems like that's going to be happening, according to this article here, that WandaVision is going to be exploring Wanda's backstory with Quicksilver, because we haven't seen Quicksilver in a hot minute. So it's been about almost 6 years at this point. He debuted in Age of Ultron, 2015 Avengers movie. The one movie that really people don't really like as much, but honestly to me, it's not really that bad of a movie. I like that movie. It's actually not bad. It is definitely the weakest of all Avengers films, but it's overall a great movie, and it's a very fun time. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining News to Astonish. Welcome back if you're new here. My name is Ronnie, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Especially definitely subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot. Definitely go ahead and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything. I post videos on a daily, at least I try to. And I do live streams here and there when I can. I don't actually have a schedule much anymore because I'm rather busy with work lately in my personal life, and I got other things going on. But that's a different story for another time. But welcome all, and stick around because I want to break this article down and pretty much give you my thoughts and theories after the articles. Posted by Blair Marnell. It was actually posted yesterday. WandaVision will explore the Wanda's backstory with Quicksilver. The most recent episode of WandaVision name dropped Wanda's late brother, Pietro Maximoff, aka Quicksilver. While Pietro hasn't been seen since his demise in Avengers Age of Ultron, WandaVision head writer Jack Schaefer has indicated that Quicksilver's past with Wanda will still be explored on the show. While speaking with The Wrap, Schaefer indicated that Wanda and Pietro's shared history will come out in upcoming episodes. The show is about Wanda and Vision, and it's an opportunity to dig deeper into who they are, said Schaefer, and that has to do with where they come from. We're all a product of our experiences and our trauma and our relationships, and so we will be exploring all of those details of their past as we move forward. One of the real fun things about working at Marvel is how many comics are at our disposal, added Schaefer. We have like binders upon binders upon binders of all these extraordinary works of art, and you know, we've taken inspiration from so many of them. I can't get specific about the ones that we have and where things are going, but I think fans can find that texture throughout the series. However, Schaefer acknowledged that fans can only be teased for so long before they want answers. We will need to start answering some questions and clarifying what's going on, noted Schaefer. I don't want to spoil it by telling you how we do it, but there are answers to be had in the upcoming episodes. WandaVision Episode 4 will hit Disney Plus on Friday, January 29th. What are you hoping to see in the upcoming episodes of WandaVision? You share your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would definitely like to read your theories, guys. You let me know what are your thoughts about the series so far, and what are your theories about Episode 4 so far. I'm pretty excited for Episode 4, of course. It's going to be a banger. I mean, I think we had some of the cast members, including Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany themselves, actually teasing something big and big changes that were coming, as you probably saw in my last video talking about this. And a lot of us were wondering, will we ever get a hint of Quicksilver? And as you all recall, if you've seen Episode 3 already, towards the end of the episode, after Wanda gave birth to the twins of Wiccan and Speed, Speed pretty much has the powers based off of his uncle, which is Pietro Maximoff, Quicksilver. And it was a cool reference and all, but when actually Wanda spoke and said Pietro's name, and how she talks about that she was a twin and who had a brother and that died, and then Monica Rambeau, or aka Geraldine as she's credited in this series, she right off the bat mentions how Quicksilver Pietro died by the hands of Ultron. Ultron killed him. And Wanda was like, what did you say? And she was like really scared and freaked out and just wondering who this Geraldine person is. And basically just threw her out of that reality bubble, and she was back to normal. And I presume Sword was already outside actually waiting for something to happen, because Sword is actually surrounding this area where it's being protected and guarded by Sword. And some of the agents there think that Wanda is under some sort of control, that some villain is doing this to her. We all have our theories about who can be the actual main villain of the series. So far, from what it looks like, Wanda's actually playing out to be like the villain in a way. But at the same time, I think there are some sinister works in the background. We all are theorizing that perhaps Mephisto's going to be showing up at some point. We all have these crazy theories, but we're all just wondering, if Wanda has felt like she's lost everything, shouldn't she bring back everyone she loves, including her brother? So I'm just curious, will Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Pietro Maximoff Quicksilver, be returning to the role for the flashback sequences? Will Wanda actually fabricate a reality where her brother didn't die? Will her brother show up briefly? What kind of a backstory will they explore? So I'm sure, and I'm 100% certain, that if they're going to explore backstories, they're going to have to film new scenes. And I'm pretty sure they already asked Aaron Taylor Johnson to come back to the role when he could, so that way we can get some new scenes and more an exploration of their backstory. Because all we know so far from like the very beginning, at least when they were first introduced, they were dubbed miracles, and they couldn't use the term mutant because that, at the time around 2015, Fox still owned the rights to that word mutant and to the X-Men franchise. So they couldn't dub them as mutants, so they dubbed them as miracles in this series. And I was actually kind of curious how they were able to use those characters, but it all makes sense now. If you really think about it, they're allowed to use characters from like the X-Men universe as long as they don't dub them as mutants. So it was I thought it was pretty cool and strange how they were able to get those characters and pull it off. But here we are now, a few years later. Disney bought out Fox and now owns the assets to Fox, and therefore they can use the X-Men characters whenever they want. And I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige has this all planned out. It's on the board, as I quoted from Kevin Feige. He states that everything's already on the board and all set. Though playing a little bit coy at the same time, I'm pretty sure he was very excited to introduce the X-Men at this point in the series and mutants. But I think he's going to be introducing them individually in other character series before we get a full-fledged X-Men series from Disney Marvel Studios. So my theory is we're getting a flashback, and I think the word mutant would probably be uttered at some point in WandaVision, if not some point maybe in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But the words mutant can actually be used now that Disney Plus Marvel Studios owns those rights, and they can use that word. So maybe we'll get that kind of backstory exploration, perhaps some Magneto references at that point. Paul Bettany did state that he actually got to work with an actor that he's always wanted to work with. And who knows, maybe it's not Mephisto that we're all not expecting, because there is a character that Kevin Feige has been wanting to bring to the screen for a very long time. And that character is this one coming up, I think in episode 4, if not maybe another episode in the future in WandaVision. WandaVision is going to have about 8 to 9 episodes. If not, I think I'm right here when I say 9 episodes. But other than that, I'm willing to bet that maybe Mephisto is the character that we're going to get to see on screen for the very first time on Marvel Studios. If not, perhaps a Marvel Cinematic Universe of Magneto. I mean, like, what other kind of backstory could you expect of Wanda and Pietro Maximoff without Magneto being involved? Aside from that, I'm very excited. I'm very curious to see what it is, what kind of a backstory they're going to be exploring. Will they utter the word mutant in this series? Will they be classified as mutants at some point in the very near future? If not, later on. You post your theories and thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about all of this, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.